Are you downsizing? Maybe need more room because of additions to the family, or possibly seeking that dream home you've always wanted? Well, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the guy for you. With a proven track record and multiple awards, Tim goes above and beyond to find out your needs and exactly what you're looking for. So if you're seeking a new home or trying to sell your current one, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or check him out on Facebook at Tim Eisner. Again, that's 902-499-5717. Trust me, when all is said and done, we'll be saying Tim Eisner strikes again. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope y'all had a fantastic weekend. Welcome to episode 83 of Outside the Chute. I'm your host, Randy Frame. This week's OTC Player of the Week comes to us from California as Liana Booyah Palacios takes home the weekly honors. Liana hit .583 with 2 doubles, 4 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 6 runs scored as her and the Athletics Mercado RC 2026 team competed in Vegas last weekend at the PCFL qualifier. Awesome job, Booyah. Best of luck this season. On to this week's guest, and we sat down and chatted with 3-time ISC Champion and ISC Hall of Famer, Sean O'Brien. OB had an absolute fantastic playing career, as he was a monster not only at the plate, but behind the dish as well. As mentioned, he is a 3-time ISC champion, 5-time Canadian Senior Men's champion, 5-time ISC All-World selection, and represented Canada internationally from 2000 to 2010. We're going to talk to OB about getting a start in the game over in Newfoundland, his time on the ISC circuit, representing the country at the international level, being inducted into the ISC Hall of Fame, and much, much more. OB was an absolute beauty to chat with. Hopey and I were pumped we got the opportunity to chat with such a great player from our game, and even better person. A lot of laughs were shared in this episode. Trust me, you're going to like this one. With that being said, grab that drink, sit back, relax, because here we go.
I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. I can't describe what I'm feeling, ain't never felt this freedom. I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. Ain't never felt this freedom. Could you say that anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes.
And we're back.
We're back.
I had to change it up a little bit on you.
Okay, first of all, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah.
You're back.
How you doing?
Good, man.
Good.
Back in studio.
Yeah, it's nice to be back from the COVID jail.
Yes, sir. Family's doing good?
Everybody's great. Nobody really got terribly sick. We all had like a little bit of the flu for one day. Yeah. Cold for the rest of the week. Back to work. Everything's back to normal. Good. A little bit tired, I won't lie, but everything's back to normal.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah. I had a massage tonight, and my massage
Happy
therapist.
ending?
No, unfortunately, but my massage therapist and I were talking. I asked her. I said, "Did you have COVID yet?" She's like, "No." She's like, "Everybody around me has been getting it,
Really?
but I haven't had." And same with me. Like I haven't had it, but then again, I know a lot of people now that's had it. You know, and still.
But you haven't been around them?
No.
Do you wear a mask all day at work? Do you have to
not upstairs in my office.
In your office?
When I go downstairs, yes.
You do,
when I'm walking around for sure. But no, I still knock on wood.
Well, you know what? Yeah, knock on wood that you didn't get it yet, but you know what? You're going to get it.
Yeah. I got 3 shots. So.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
I'm
Good
boosted.
For you. Good for
boosted.
You. So. We're not allowed to talk about the shots and stuff because we don't care if you do. We don't care if you don't.
Nope.
Yeah, whatever.
It's all good.
I do want to talk about that a little bit though. I have a couple friends that were on, the whole Facebook thing with the convoy and the truckers. And I said to them, they asked me my opinion. I flat out said, I'm not telling you. I don't care. I care about what's going on and all of the, everything around what's going on.
Yep.
But the fact that if you say one thing wrong, especially on social media, you get your ass bashed. Luke Classified is a perfect example of that.
I know. Did you see that? Unreal.
It's almost heartbreaking when people say shit like that.
I know.
And it has nothing to do with Luke saying, I don't support whatever it is, racism, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
It's the fact that somebody has to think they're a keyboard warrior.
I know.
And bash somebody for saying something for your own opinion.
I agree.
I hate it.
I do too.
Yeah,
and I'm the same way. I have totally stayed away from even retweeting anything about it. Like 100%. Anything like that.
Or liking or disliking or whatever. Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something I don't like. And I don't want to make this too long, but so today we found out. So first and foremost, my girls, I have twin girls that are in their second year of university.
Right.
Okay. So they graduated? Yes. 2 years ago.
I'm the one drinking beer.
I know. I have mouth problems. They didn't get a graduation. They didn't get a prom. They didn't get a safe grad because of COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got through it. Summer, blah, blah, blah. They went to university first week, Frosh week, or whatever it takes place. They didn't get to enjoy any of that because nobody did because of COVID. In residence, they didn't get any residence life because they were pigeonholed and stuck in their rooms.
Yep.
Today, their goddamn university went on strike.
I know.
It is bullshit. It's so upsetting, man. But you know what? I'm. It's not that I don't support the professors or the faculty or the union or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that my poor kids have been almost shunned because they graduated at that one point when COVID just took over the earth.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, it is terrible.
Feel bad for them.
Yeah, let's get into some softball here.
Yeah. So did you watch any of the Winter Classic?
I did. I watched a lot of the later games. Yeah. And I watched when Hill played, I watched because I like Shalesy and Molly. You know,
a lot of OTC guests.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of guys that were there, man. Holy shit.
I know.
It was like at one point, you had mentioned to Blair by text. Yeah. And then Blair announced it actually during the game.
Yeah. I like I said, I missed that. But it was Boley and Zeke and Lolli, Hilly.
Yeah.
Like
it was crazy. There's a whole ship haul of them.
What's going on here?
And then Jakob.
Yeah. Jakob and Blair. And, yeah. But oh man, it was great to watch. I mean, January getting to watch ball and, kind of gets the itch going.
Oh my God. Yeah. Except it didn't look very warm down there.
It didn't.
In fact, wasn't it one of the semi games you said that Newfoundland was warmer than Florida?
Yeah, it was 10 degrees in St. John's and it was 6 in Fort Myers. Like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Except they can play on their fields down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking about Newfoundland.
Yes, bye.
Did you know?
Yeah. Did you know?
Did you know that Ward Goss is the all-time leader in strikeouts and wins in the St. John Senior League?
Crazy.
But he's also the home run leader.
Crazier.
Oh, that's crazy.
That guy's a beast.
Ward's played a lot of ball.
We got to get Ward on here.
I agree.
Yeah.
He'd be a fantastic guest.
100%. Such a nice man too.
Yeah. He's seen quite a bit.
Hey, we've had half the population of Newfoundland on here. We might as well get in a couple more.
Might as well. Yeah. Well, anyway, speaking about Noose, we got former Noose himself, Sean O'Brien. Man, I listened to his podcast with Hilly and Lolli, and it's by far one of my favorites. Like,
yeah, that's awesome.
Such a good storyteller. And
you said Lolli,
and I did say Lolli. Probably mention him again here on here, but I can't wait to talk to OB and
for sure, and
hear his side of the stuff. And we'll get into his little black book. Yeah. I told you about that.
Yeah. And, not the same one you have.
No, not the same one. I threw that one out actually. But
good idea.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get Sean.
Sounds good.
Yo. All right, here we go. OB, thanks for coming on the podcast, pal.
No worries, man. Anytime. Love to help out and love to give back, just like you guys are doing.
Yes, awesome. Sir. Awesome. Yes, sir. How's things going up in Ontario today?
Busy. Like I say, it's we had a little cold weather, a lot of snow, and hey, we can just keep motoring, get through the COVID, and get rid of all, deal with all the truckers up in Ottawa and stuff like that. It's crazy right now.
Well, we touched on it in the open just a little bit, man. It's we kind of got to be kind of weary of what we say on here because you never know what the keyboard warriors are going to say on Twitter and that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So. You know what I mean?
I know. I got a company in Ottawa. I own a fire protection business up there, Precise Fire Protection, and we're based out of Ottawa. But like you say, we try to stay away from downtown for the time being. Let the lads do what they got to do, and try to stay out of your hair. But unfortunately, we got to get down there for a service call or whatever, we got to get there. I mean, it is what it is.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I got to get this out of the way right off the get-go. Since we had Rob on back last May, and how
that wasn't good, fellas. Did you get him on? Look out the stories that come flying.
Well, how he ended his was talking about the fight story between you and him out in the mound. So I got to hear, we all got to hear your side of the story on this one, because we were like, what the hell is going on here?
Well, so you're probably going to take Rob's side, being the pitcher's chemistry. You know how it is. But being the brains behind the operation, just like I've always told him, let me do the thinking, you do the pitching, and it's easy life. At the end of the day, I mean, me and Robbie were pretty competitive people, and when we play together, it was always, we keep pushing each other, and Hopey knows, because he played with us and the Canadians there, and it's just like we keep pushing each other. We want to go to the next level, and whatever it takes to get there.
Right.
We had a situation where we're playing ball, and he wanted to call a drop ball, and I wanted to call a rise ball, so I kept going drop, kept shaking me off. I'm like, all right, enough's enough. Here you go. So I told the batter what was coming. Here's a lifter. Here you go. See if I can hit it. Threw the lifter, and boom, he hit the bomb out of the park. And I walk out the mound, and Rob goes, "You told him, didn't I?" I said, "Yep, that was it. We just went right at it." And then the umpire come out, and Leiter was playing third base. Joey, hey. And the umpire goes, "Jesus, this never happened before. What am I going to do?" Leiter said, "Let him finish." It's good ball stories, but at the end of the day, let me do my work, Rob. I set up hitters for a reason. There is a method behind the madness.
Exactly.
You got to trust me. I got to trust you. You hit your spots. And the big thing about pitching and catching is that I don't care how great of a pitcher you are. I mean, Big Z was amazing. You strike out 19 out of 20 people, 19 out of 21 a game. But everybody's not gifted like that. So like I said to Rob, slow it down a little, hit your spots, and make them get themselves out. I mean, we got to a point in the game where I'd have somebody like Chris Jones or David Boyes on shortstop or Tosh on thick. All these guys would say, okay, you know what? We're getting late in the game. Make him hit the ball to me.
Right.
Okay, that's good. So you could set a batter up, a left or right-handed batter, pitch outside or inside, jam them, or make them force them to hit the ball that way if they're going to hit it. And you try to get them out. And it's just that's the trust that me and Rob had. We just,
right.
Let the guy get himself out, and let's keep him in the park type thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, we always had our battles, and then we had a few years where he decided to go his own way, and I went my own way. And we came together at the end when it was all said and done. So it worked out well.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Actually, you just mentioned about playing with Hopey at the Nationals there, you and Rob, with the Brookfield Elks. How'd you like your time with the Elks?
Totally loved it. We went down. We were treated like kings. We came down. They couldn't be nicer people.
Yeah.
Like I said, unfortunate when we come down, like Hopey and Frame, you guys know, when you come off either playing the ASAs, you don't get much time to heal. You jump into the ISCs, and it's a rough go for 10 days.
Yeah.
You play that, and you jump right into Canadians. So if you got any ailments, I think Rob had his groin or hamstring.
Yeah, Robbie had a pulled groin. Yeah.
And I said, you know what, we're going. We'll do the best you can. I mean, throw one leg, one arm, whatever you got to do, but let's do the best we can here to help the lads out. Let's try to win the Canadians. And you just, like you said, you don't get a whole lot of time to heal in between those 3-week periods. So,
no, that's right.
Yeah.
No, it was a hell of a time. It was a great bit of fun, great experience. And like anytime you play back east, is always, you got to love it.
No,
yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. That's
absolutely. Awesome. Little thing we like to kick the podcast off with is quick pitches. I know this is I like this because it's going to get away from the Hilly and Lolli dust up stuff that I listened to over the last 2 days. So little other stuff
they're beauties, those boys.
Oh, I love them.
Man.
Yeah. Don't ever tell Lolli, but we love them.
No, I don't want his head to swell up.
No, absolutely not. Anyway, with the quick pitches, I'm gonna throw out some random questions to you, and you give the best answer you can. I know it's gonna be good. So first one.
This should be a beauty.
First one. Best thing about growing up in Newfoundland?
The people. It's definitely not the weather. It's definitely the people and the people you surround yourself by.
Yes, no doubt. What was your go-to bar on George Street as a 19, 20-year-old?
Or 18.
We used to go to a lot, but we went to, when they had jungle gyms there, you go to the Sundance or Green Sleeves. I mean, you pick your choice. It was always O'Reilly's. We always had different ones where people would go to. But, we'd end up at jungle gyms basically when I was there, because that's where a lot of our group would hang out. It was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Man, I got my first taste of that at the 07 Nationals there when you guys hosted, and it was like heaven on earth for me. I was like, George Street is, what the hell is this? This is amazing.
Well, it's funny because me and Robbie went to New Zealand in 93, 94. And we went down to play winter ball. And when we got back, we were in between working and going away to play on the mainland or whatever it was. So we had like a month or two or a month and a half. So we went downtown like every day and after we go training at the rec center and stuff, we go down for a few beers, and we got to a point where the boys had our own stills and had the normies poured up, and every person we got there just like, it got a little crazy. We're like Norman Cliff on cheers. We got to get out of here.
That's amazing. Oh shit, that's awesome. Next one, favorite place to play during your career, not team, like favorite, I guess, field.
My favorite place was Kimberley, Wisconsin. I mean, we got lucky there. I mean, the fan base is phenomenal. Besides Newfoundland, Newfoundland's the greatest place on earth, in my opinion, because you get such fan support and you're a homegrown boy. But to play at a place, Kimberley was always a beautiful place to play. The fans were phenomenal, and whoever you played, there was always amazing competition. Yeah. So I would have to say that you're playing like down in a little grove area, and you're playing on the lower diamond. It's not absolutely beautiful. Yeah,
Sunset Park. That there in Kimberley. Yeah.
Nice.
And we got lucky enough. I think we won the Worlds there in 2003, I think it was. So it's still a special place for us.
Right on. Hardest you've seen a guy get pinned from an intentional call you made behind the dish?
Boy, one of the hardest ones I seen get pinned was Jason Hill in the nose by Cox, but that wasn't intentional. Hilly will still blame me to this day. You guys, Hilly, I never. We was in a situation where we were playing in, it might have been Eau Claire, Wisconsin, I think it was Eau Claire, Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think Hilly said Eau Claire. Yeah.
Coxie, the umpy wouldn't give Coxie. The balls were all wet, and he wouldn't give Coxie a dry ball. And Frank's a little off the rocker at the time. So I said to the umpy when he's giving me, I need a dry ball. You're playing with that. I said, man, you don't understand. I need a dry ball. He said, you're playing with that. I said, all right, here we go. Threw the ball back, and Coxie, this is wet. I don't want to use it. Frankie said, use it. Heads up, Hilly, bang, and struck him right in the beak. I'm like, Jesus. I said, Frank, what are you doing? He said, I never tried it with the face. So, well, okay, but Hilly playing me for it to this day.
Holy shit.
Like I said, Frank's a little off kilter at times. Hell of a pitcher. And I mean, I played with him for 7 years, and then we won a lot together. And he's intense, and nobody digs in because you never know what Cox is going to do. But at the end of the day, I felt bad for Hilly. He struck him right in the beak, and I'm like, oh, Jesus. Yeah. It wasn't good. But it never stopped. Hilly kept on trucking, but he still smashed home runs.
Oh, yeah.
He was not the greatest, but I mean, I wouldn't tell him that either.
Well, he wouldn't tell you that either.
My last home run, I gave up the senior Nats. That was off Hilly, and it was a bomb.
I bet you it was probably a dipper because he's a pretty good dipper hitter. I see him hit a lot of drop balls a long way, and typically guys don't hit drop balls that far, but Hilly's pretty gifted at that.
Yeah, it was my straight ball, which I throw a lot of.
Oh, you tried to sneak one by him.
Yeah, the old 67 fucking mile an hour fastball.
Oh shit!
That's a chuck and duck. Except
yeah, that's right.
The crazy
had a chance that it was the catcher when he left the bat.
The crazy thing is that the wind was blowing in probably about 80 kilometers an hour that day. And he still hit the roof of the beer tent.
Don't tell him that, though. He'll go right to his head.
Yeah. We already discussed that on his podcast. So. Yeah.
Those two lads are amazing ball players.
100%. 100%. Yeah. If you could go back and play one game again, which one is it?
There's a couple that come to mind right now. One was the ISF in 2004. We lost in the finals and we're up 3-0. And then the other one was 2008 in Kimberley, Wisconsin again. When I was playing for Aspen, we lost to Kitchener in the finals. We were up 3-0 again. And Dina was throwing a blinder. I mean, Wolfie and Eider and these guys are getting in the box saying, Obi, I'm glad you can catch it because I can't see it. And I said, I'm just lucky Dino's hitting the mitt because I can't see it either. And then just for whatever reason, just ran a little bit out of gas because, we ran him hard the whole week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it just, things just started on unraveling, unfortunately, because it was just that's one of those days where you talk about everybody leave it on the field. At the end of the day, we're all spent. We were totally just spent. We had nothing left, and then you went home and looked in the mirror and said, you know what, that's the best I had, and we just ended up losing in the finals. But I'd like to have that day back.
Right on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Toughest pitcher you've ever faced?
Toughest pitcher I'd ever faced. Jeez, that's a tough one.
I mean, you played in an era with a lot of
really dandies.
Jesus, fuck, a lot of good pitchers.
I like facing Z, to be honest, because Z's always challenge you with their ice balls. But the toughest one I faced, I would probably have to say, would have been my brother loved hitting off him, but I didn't. It was Peter Meredith. Salt Lake City.
Wow.
He threw gas and he threw a really, really tough drop ball. Like it had come halfway in a nice level and just go right off the table. Like Peter was a man. He threw hard.
Yeah.
Like back in the day when we first started coming up through seeing him, like Rob was like, "Oh, I love it," and I was like, "Rob, I don't think I hit. I don't think I got hit off in 20 at bats." He's just one of those type of guys that I never had much luck against.
Yeah. Yep. Right on. Well, I don't think a lot of guys had a lot of luck against him. So, I mean,
no, unfortunately, Peter didn't win an ISC, but I mean, he was loyal to Salt Lake and played with them for so many years. But I mean, he was a guy that when people saw him, they said, "Wow." He had the wow factor as well. Like him and Whiting, Michael White. Allgar threw hard back then. You had Big Z in the unit. He was there. Underwood. I mean, they were all there. All the names and all the guys are in the Hall of Fame, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just flat out through gas. And it was always a challenge because when you get into the box, it's like the only advantage we had at that level is that they don't miss by much. So you're getting the ball somewhere in that area.
Yeah, that's right.
You got to try to pick them, and do the best you can to try to find out what's coming ahead of time, just to have a little bit of advantage. But you still had to hit it. Like it was tough. Yeah,
exactly. A couple more here. One thing you wish you could go back and tell a younger version of yourself. This could be a loaded one, man.
I would say to myself, geez, that's tough. You just gotta. To me, it'd be don't worry about your hitting, more worry about your catching, your defensive abilities. Like get the confidence in your pitcher. Like it's hard to separate your game as a pitcher and a pitcher and a catcher, or a hitter and a catcher. Yeah, because you have a bad at bat and you tend to want to take it back with you when you go behind the dish, but you can't be able to clear your mind. So I'd like to go back and tell myself that you know what, you got to learn that from day one, rather than be 10 years in your career and say, "Holy shit, I'm realizing this now." It's like, you know what, figure it out. Yeah, it stops right there. When you have a bad at bat, you just throw it away, and it's not a big deal. You get back into your job is make sure he does what he's supposed to do on the mound, and if you get a hit, it's a bonus.
That's right.
And I mean, guys like Dougie Chase told me that with Mark Sorensen back, and these guys are really good hitters as well. It's like, you know what? Oh, but your job is to go out there and make sure you get the best out of him. And Doc Simmons was great for that too. It was like, I got you to catch. I got hitters to hit. I want you to catch. I want you to control the game. And if you get hits, it's a bonus. But at the end of the day, your job is to control him and we'll be successful. Okay, perfect. I'll play that game. And then it took more pressure off me as a younger kid, saying, okay, now I'm not worried about, I struck out or I had a bad at bat or whatever. I got to focus on this. And then the hitting came easier for me after that. Once I figured it out, I was like, okay, there's no pressure. I get a hit as a bonus and you get a hit. It's like, okay, perfect.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I like to tell the younger players to separate that as you get older. Don't worry about the hitting, more worry about the catching and control your pitcher.
Well, Jesus, that leads into my last one here, I guess. What's some advice you give any up-and-coming catcher, that wants to make it at a high level in our game?
That would be it. You got to be able to catching, and you'll learn. You got to be able to control your emotions.
Right.
And being thrown in that position, coming from back home to go out west, played out west of Grand Prairie for years and all that stuff, I learned that it don't matter what pitcher's on the mound. If he sees you upset and frustrated back there, he's going to get frustrated. And then the game goes to a different level. It's like, and I had, like I said, I had Frank for 7 years. Frank saw me frustrated back there, pissed off at the world. People are getting drilled and balls are going everywhere. So I got to make sure these guys see that we're all on the same page. It's a comfort zone. And then me and Craw would have this conversation. Because Craw got a little excited about the game. He'd get in there and he'd get wound up and pumped. I'm like, Craw, that's great. I love the emotion and enthusiasm. Like, you're an amazing catcher, an amazing ball player. But at the end of the day, when you have a bad at bat and you take it back to the plate and stuff like this, back behind the dish, and you can't get it out of your head, we're going to have some issues. So, I mean, that's why we always work well together, me and Carl, with the national team and stuff. It's just we all get on the same page. Just go back, do the job, leave it where it's at and have some fun.
Yeah, makes total sense. Good advice right there. So, OB, tell us about getting your start in the game over in Newfoundland.
Well, to be honest, I mean, people talked about that, and we never really played competitive ball till I guess I was about 16. Like, I played one year, I think, in Waterford Valley, where it was just Pee-wee or something. They just had a few games and all that stuff. Basically, me and Robbie played behind our house with a lot of people on the street and stuff like that. Our dad played pretty competitive ball, so we'd always follow him, and we'd be playing with the men all the time. Our dad always says, you know what, don't take pity on these guys. Either catch it or eat it. That's your option. Right. So, we're 9-10 years old, and these guys are throwing at us pretty hard. I was like, okay, figure it out. But it's funny that my older brother, Mike, was as good as Robbie and myself, but for whatever reason, he got to an age where he said, I'm bored with this. I don't want to play it anymore. So I was like, holy crap, okay. But Mike, our older brother, I don't know if you ever met Mike. Hope you probably did. Anyway, he's the type of person that if you get bored of something, he'd just take the ball and throw it in the trees. So I'm like, oh, Jesus, Mike, everybody's going to want to beat you up because you're bored with a game, and I threw the ball away, and now we got to protect you. And it's like, oh, here we go again. I mean, myself and Robbie played a lot on our front yard, in the back, whatever. But Rob did play bantam and stuff like that in outer cove and midget. He went up the rankings. But me, I started, I think, 16, 17. I started playing junior ball with Labatt's, and then Hilly brought us up. John Hill brought us up to play some senior and give us some taste of what the real men play and stuff like that. And I mean, you grow up quick. You grow up and learn how to play the ball, because these guys didn't take pity on you either. It was a pretty competitive league, as you guys know when you played. Yeah. Your league's back there.
Oh yeah.
You have a club game team where you get the Barry Wrights and the Museys and Timmy Max and all these guys. They're all going. Just pretty competitive game here.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to lose, and they're all playing for keeps. And you grow up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, that had to be huge in your development. At a young age, being able to play in that St. John Senior League.
Well, when we played in the senior league, and then we got the call that, you want to play a few games up in the mainland, and then we went up and then tried to make a name for yourself, and then ended up getting on the development team, and then ended up going to national, the whole 9 yards. But at the end of the day, when we got there, Robbie and I, and started playing on the mainland, and we're like, Jesus, this is, I think the league back home is a little more tough to play in than up here. So it kind of eased it into us, because we were prepared. We were 19 years old playing against men that were 40 years old. It took no pity on you. So when we jumped into our league up here and you're playing junior ball and thinking into the senior balls, like, we were prepared for it. We were toughened up and ready to go. It's like, hey, this is a game. This is a ball. I mean, they throw just as hard home as you do up here. So the ball only hurts for a second. Let's move on. Let's go. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's wicked.
There must have been like,
I mean, King will come down. Todd King come down for a year to play, and he tried the old slap bunting. That didn't go over too well for Kinger. He got drilled every time he got up. You get in there and you swing the bat. Some of those crap and slapping and all. Get in there. After a while, King was I can't do this, man. I just kind of start swinging. I get drilled 3-4 times a game, but King was really good at the slapping.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, somebody asked, "Hey, King, you want to come over to the Rock and fight?" Nope, I'm not going back over there.
There's no slapping over there. That's for sure. You get in, you have your swings like everybody else, and let's go.
Yeah,
oh, shit.
Right. That's right.
Shit. So how did the jump to Stittsville come about?
We were home and got a call from a guy, Vince Daly, who was in Stittsville, because we played junior before, and he wanted to bring up myself and Robbie and a young guy named Kevin Dumpy out of Newfoundland. He saw us play from wherever, and everyone said, I'm putting a team together in Stittsville, and we want to make a run at the juniors. So we said, all right. So we moved to Ontario and stayed up there for 3 or 4 months, however long we had to be there to get the residence type thing. And it's funny, the year we played there, I don't know if you guys would have remembered a guy named Barry Ellerback.
No.
He was a really, really good thrower. He threw hard in junior. He was like the Scotty Evans Jr. and stuff like that, like the Corey Garus, where he lit it up. He had really tiny hands, but he threw gas. And that year we had him and Robbie, and really wanted to make a run at the junior nationals. And about a couple of weeks before the nationals, he got killed in a car accident.
Oh shit!
Jesus,
that was a big blow, to our team and all that stuff, and had to go to his funeral, and sort of left. It was just Robbie. So to play in Ontario back then, I think we had 48 teams in the Ontarios, and you had to be the top 2 teams to go out to represent your province or whatever. So if you lost one game in the Ontario eliminations, you're pretty well done. You had to play like 15 to get back. So we got lucky there. We went undefeated with Robbie just through every game, and I think we were 8-0 or 10-0 or whatever it was, walk through it and end up winning it and going to the nationals. But like I say, it was playing Stitzel was a hoot. That gave us the opportunity to play against the Steve Prices and the Randy Pecks and all those guys. They would come down to the Grove because we lived close and do batting practice off. So Pricey would be throwing me and Robbie BP, and then Randy Peck would catch, and then I'd go in and catch, and Robbie would be throwing Pricey and Pecker BP. And we did this like every night, every second night, and that sort of gave us a base of, hey, this is going to be good, because when you go into the weekend, you're ready to go. You're all primed.
Oh my God, yeah. It's amazing.
Jeez,
we are pretty blessed there, because we had like national team players throwing us as we wanted to get on the national team, get to the next level. But these guys are showing us the ropes, and God love them for helping us out.
Oh, that's amazing.
Can you imagine having 48 teams now? Like, just to go, Jesus. Like,
well, the Canadians used to be really hard years ago, too. You'd have 14, 16 teams going to the Canadians.
Yeah, that's
right.
We played at Western Victoria in 97 and stuff like this. And then, like, it was every team was tough because every team had the number 1 and number 2 throwers there to have every team. It was like, crap. When you won that, it was tough. It got a little watered down when it come to, like, as you got older, as the game progressed. It's like you needed more money, more budgets. There wasn't many sponsors anymore. Teams weren't funded anymore. Less teams started doing the traveling thing, which made it hard. But it's too bad because there's nothing better than going to the Nationals when you got like 14 or 16 teams and everybody's pretty competitive because you just don't know who's going to win.
That's right.
You go to the Nationals now, you pretty well know the top 3 teams and who's going to be there in the final day. So a lot of the other teams are like, well, why the hell am I even going to go? Me, I'd like to go for the competition, but everybody don't see it that way.
No, that's right.
Yeah, so true. Now, when you and Robbie were playing in Stittsville, was this around the time you guys were traveling to New Zealand as well in the winter?
We got back. No, we went to New Zealand after that. After I think it was Stittsville.
Oh, okay.
So it might have been before. It's one of the years that we went before or after. I think it was after we played Stittsville. We went to New Zealand to play winter ball.
How was that?
And then when we came back, amazing.
Yeah.
I would strongly say, like I talked to Robbie Gray and these guys, the Grays used to go down a lot. And he said, you got to go down over, you got to go down and see because you're playing your summer ball and then you go right into their winter. So we went down and then great experience. The only thing is you're playing on AstroTurf, and you're throwing off like mats on the mound.
Right.
That didn't work out too well for Rob. Back then, Rob used to jump right out of the chute.
Yeah.
You know, like so he'd jump at a left-handed batter, he'd almost jump at you and then throw the ball diagonally away. It was like, holy crap. And everyone was like, how the hell are you supposed to hit that? So when he had to pitch on the mat, you had to stay in the mat. It became tough for him to try to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I mean, we got through it and we had some fun, but you see, you're playing against the Thomas McKeas, the Jared Martins, Sorensen will play down there. Everybody, Donnie Hale, Patty Shannon, everybody's playing in the leagues down there. So you're playing against them all the time. So you're getting to see the best of the best, which is just, it's amazing experience. I suggest anybody that get a chance to do it, either play in Australia or New Zealand, go down and do it.
Yeah.
Especially New Zealand because they're very competitive.
Yeah, and so good for your development as well.
Unbelievable. Like you say, Robbie Gray, I don't think he'd be where he is today in the Hall of Fame and stuff like that if he didn't do it because it's just, it gets your name out there. You get to see different pitchers from all over the world. I mean, it's fascinating. It's such a great experience. I would suggest anybody can do it, do it.
Yeah. Yep.
One takeaway I have from this is how hard is it for someone being as young as you and Robbie were to just up and go to Stittsville and then up and go to New Zealand?
You know what? It wasn't easy because, like you say, we were homebodies. I mean, we loved this land and we loved staying there. And then we had a pretty close family with mother and father were there, and they'd always, follow the ball and all that stuff. And just to go away to Ontario for 3 months, you leave all your friends and family behind. It's like, okay, it's pretty tough. It's a culture shock because you're living on your own now and you're doing what you have to do. And then all of a sudden, you're going to the other end of the world. Yeah. So lucky enough, me and Robbie had each other, and we were pretty tight. And you go down there, and we lived together and did everything together, and just hung out, and it was cool. But it is a culture shock. It's like, Jesus, now you're on your own, man. You can't look back and depend on mommy and daddy to help you out, do what you got to do. You're figuring it out on your own. So it was good. I mean, it made us grow up, and I think we definitely 100% benefited from it because, like I say, the experience alone was just amazing. I mean, we were fascinated when you flush the toilet and it goes drops away. You're driving on the wrong side of the road, and it's like, Jesus, how are we going to figure this shit out? Don't matter, man. We'll figure it out. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
But it was good. Like I say, Robbie was a couple of years younger, and it was good that I was there for him and he was there for me, and we got through. But hell, when you come back and then you start playing the circuit again, I mean, you're that much better. Like you're ready to go, where you're not having that start of the season where people take a weekend or two to get going. We were ready to go, and then I think that really helped us to get us to where we were.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah. So, what year was your first ISCs? Because what I got online, was it 2000?
I played a lot of Canadian. It was 2000. I never started playing the ISCs until 2000 because when I played in Grand Prairie, we played 4 years in Grand Prairie up there, and we didn't have enough money in the budget. Like, we were working bingos, we were having, selling tickets in the whole 9 yards because we didn't have a lot of great sponsors, or not great sponsors, didn't have a lot of sponsors.
Right.
The sponsors were great. But we always focus on the Canadians because we said, you know what, we're probably not going to win anything at the ISCs, but we'll try to get there at some point in time. So we're just focusing on the Canadians. That's what we're raising our money for, to go down for the budget and stuff like that. So that's what it was. So then when I left Grand Prairie, and got brought in. Glenn Burge brought me in to play with Owen Sound in 2000. Yeah, 2000. They were going to make a run to it was in Kansas City, Missouri with the ISC. So we went there and we put up a good show. We had a great run there, and we ended up winning the Canadians that year when we came back. So, I mean, that's where it started. And then from there, I think next year, I went to New York for a couple of years and with the Spirit, with Reese Casely and Greg Newton and all these guys. And then Coxey came over, and then from there we went to Bow because we merged with Broken Bow, and we ended up winning a couple of years there. In 2003, 2004, we won the Worlds back-to-back with Bow, but then we had Busey with us, Coxey. So that was those guys can huck the ball.
Yeah.
I mean,
for sure.
I mean, you just mentioned that back-to-back title with Broken Bow. How cool was that? I mean, that had to be pretty special.
To win the first was amazing because, I mean, everybody's dream, you want to win. Mine was to win the Canadians. I would love to win the Canadians. Do I need to get a ring? I wanted a ring. And then we won the Canadians. Like, okay, this is great. Now what do we do? All right, let's go after Worlds. And then, Coxey and Mike Taylor and myself and then Jody Yates and these guys got together, and then we went to Broken Bow. And then we all merged. So merges don't typically work out when you have it because you have 6 of Doc's guys, you get 6 of Bob Quick's guys in New York.
Right.
I was like, okay, he had Thomas McKee, Jared Martin, Wolfie. Who else did he have there? He had Jazz. Anyway, he had 6 of his guys there, and we brought our 6 over. And I was like, okay, how's this going to work out? Well, it worked out amazing because everybody got along because everybody had the same mind frame.
That's a big thing.
We can to win this. And went, because I think Busey for like 2 or 3 years in a row was like 23-0 in the world.
Yeah, that's right too.
We got a record for the ISCs for that because we went 10-0 and 10-0 2 years. I was with G in Bow. I think Musey the year before that in 2002, I think when he played for Doc with the Travelers, I think had a few more wins or whatever it was. And then, like I say, we just ran with it. But Coxey at their Musey start, Coxey come in and finish off or whatever, and Doc had it all down his own. It just worked out that Musey had all the wins or whatever. Like Coxey never got an all-world, but he threw, in every game or every second game.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You win, you get a ring, and everybody's happy. Nobody remembers that. But it was a good thing. The merge worked out, and we won in 2003 in Kimberley, and we won in 2004 in North Dakota, Fargo, North Dakota. So, and then that team sort of fell apart. I think Doc Quick sort of stepped back because I don't know what happened with the business or whatever. He just wanted to step away. And I think Doc, he still wanted to go, but I think Doc's health had some health issues or something.
Right.
So anyway, whatever happened, we ended up going our separate ways. But I mean, I would like to see how far that team could go because it was a special team by far.
How was Doc as a coach?
Amazing.
Yeah.
You won't find a better technical coach. Now, when you walk on his team, it's like this. Me and him clash heads all the time because when I first started catching for Doc, I like to call the game. I was like, Doc, you got to trust me. But Doc had Boxy catching, so Doc would always call Boxy's game. Like Boxy here's, he'd wiggle his hand from the dugout for a change up, and Boxy, when he say his first name was Arise, or his last name dropped, whatever it was. So when I first started playing for Doc, I'm like, Doc's yelling at me, wiggling his hand. What the hell is this guy doing? So like, Sean, I'm calling the game. I said, no, you're not. Yes, I am. I said, no, you're not. He said, yes, I am. He said, it's my show. There's one sheriff in town, and you're looking at him. I was like, okay, Doc, this is not going to work out because you might see a game from the bench, but it's a whole different game when you get behind the plate because the balls are different. The batter's coming in. The ground is different. People are digging in. Situations are different. You got to have a feel for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You got to know what situation it is, and I can feel that, and that's what I'm going to go with. Like, you throw a ball back at the game, and Framey, you probably know yourself, some strings are different.
Yeah.
So
100%.
some are lighter balls, some are heavier balls. They're all supposed to be the same, but it's not true. It's just different feel for the ball.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we get a different ball here. I know what Frank can't throw a rise ball. So we're going to go with a few dippers. If Doc wants me to call a rise ball, Frank can't throw it, and all of a sudden he throws it and ends up the trees. It's going to be a shitstorm.
Yeah.
But anyway, we managed to get through the game, and I said, Doc, you got to trust me. So we finally got to the trusting. Okay, I'll let you call the game for that, but I'm still going to call for boxing. He said, well, boxing catches, you can do whatever you want, Doc. Knock yourself out. But I said, I have a feel for the game. You got to trust me. And I said, things will go well. But as a coach, amazing coaches. As you walk into the yard, you want everybody watching you. We dress good, we look good, we walk in with your head high because you guys are coming to play. You guys are winners. Like he made you believe that, hey, you're going to win. So he's a Tom Brady of the football thing. Like he made you believe you look good, you play good, everything will fall into place.
Love this.
It must have.
He always said, like he always said, I'll get you to the final day, but he said, I can't win it for you.
Yeah.
He said, I'll get you to the Saturday or Sunday or whatever it is, but when you get in that final day, how bad do you want the ring?
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, man, that gives you chills. I was like, hey.
Oh, fuck yeah. That's sick. I love that.
Yeah. Now, it definitely must have worked in 03 because you and Boxy both got all world. So, I mean, hey, it's not too often that you have all worlds from both teams. Like,
me and Boxy always had a great relationship. Like you say, Boxy's a great catcher, great guy, hell of a hitter. Like he either Boxy would DP and I'd catch, or I'd DP and Boxy catch. So we sort of swap. So it was the best situation for anybody because you get your time to rest. You go up and have a few swings, you still get the flow of the game.
right.
So it worked out really well for us. And then, like you say, Doc says that, on Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, whatever, so you'll take the run, and Boxy will do all the hitting. So you'll do all the catching. Okay, perfect. So I still got the hit, catch, and Boxy got the DP, and he was ready to go anytime he wanted. But it worked out so well. It's such a privilege to play with these guys.
Yeah, for sure. Now, before I jump over to Team Canada, I gotta ask about the Little Black Book. Tell us about the Little Black Book.
That downstairs. I learned years and years and years ago. You talk to guys about it now, like Marty Kernigan, the hitter, always had a black book. Swordsman always had a black book. Randy Peck had a black book. All these guys had the black books. And I'm playing junior thinking, what the hell do you want a black book for? Like, what's this all about? What do you write down? Then I come to realize that, Jesus, this is a novel idea because you're not going to remember everybody. There's so many different hitters coming and going, you can't remember everybody. So at the end of the day, I started my own players on my own team, just because I know I'll probably never play together with everybody. So you'll finally play against people. Like you play Wolfie, and then all of a sudden you're playing against, you play with Eider, and then you play against them. So
that's smart, yeah.
You're still trying to figure these people out. So you still write it down. We were okay, Robbie and I, and Michael. Michael White was amazing at picking pitchers. So Robbie and I got to try to pick his brain and hang out with him and do whatever he can, like talking to Colin Abbott too. Abby's good at picking pitchers and stuff like that. But Abby didn't need to. He's such a great hitter. He sees and hits it. But he's just got a God-given gift.
Yeah.
But what we'd see, we'd pick, and I'd go home and put it in my little book, like make notes. The best work I ever did was in the beer tent. Everybody thought, oh, you're drunk, you're drinking all the time, you're doing this. That was my best work. Because I go in and probably have a beer in my hand. It'd probably be the same beer to hold at night. Yeah. But people think you have 4 or 5, 10 beers. But at the end of the day, I'd always be in a conversation with people, trying to pick their brain, but I'd be watching the game that's playing and seeing how people throw to different batters in different situations and different counts. Put that in your memory bank. What first thing you do when you get back to the hotel after that night, pull out your little book that's in your bag, start writing notes, jotting down notes. And as the years went on, geez, this book got to be pretty big. So you got to know a lot of players. But then players are coming over from Argentina, and players are coming over from more different guys from Australia, different guys from New Zealand. It's like, oh, who are these guys? I start knowing them. So at the end of the day, it's a lot to remember. But when you go in the Friday and Saturdays, the ISCs, or you go to the ISS, you got to know who's who and what's what. Pull out that little book and say, okay, I had success on him at this day. This was a 3-2 pitch we used to him. He hit this, and you just try to scout people. And then I had the book. A lot of people ask me for it. I said, no, it's just something that I keep personal, and it's still in my ball bag somewhere in my house that I haven't pulled out. It's just such a treat to go back and look through every now and then and say, wow, I didn't know this isn't right. But that's what the guys taught me back in the day. To be successful, you can't remember everything, so you have to write stuff down. So say you have a pick on Darren Zach, or you have a pick on Mike Pietnik, or Michael White, or Marty Grant, or any of the guys, you want to put that down. And then when you go back and look at the pictures again, the next year, whatever, see if you have the same pick. If you don't, if they fix it, adjust it, whatever. Like usually for years, throwing a rise ball, he'd have his finger out of his glove, and his finger goes straight. When he'd have his drop, his finger would bend out of his glove. So I'm like, Jesus. So I started playing with Musi. All right, Musi, here's the deal. I'm playing with you now. It's going to affect me down the road, because I eventually probably play against you. But stick your finger inside your glove. So don't have your index finger always inside your glove. Put it inside your glove, because you're giving everything away. And we worked on that, and it was amazing, because when people don't know what's coming, it's tough when Musi's throwing so hard. Like you say, Musi spins where his rise spin would go down, and his drop spin would go up. And I remember we were playing the farm one time, and Abby was there, and Musi throws a drop ball with a rise ball spin, and Abby goes, what the fuck is that? Abby, that was a drop ball. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. Yeah, the rise ball was fun. I said, Abby, I'm telling you, it's a drop ball. He's like, Jesus, what am I going to do now? I don't know, man. He's throwing 100 miles an hour, and the spins are not the way they're going, the way they're supposed to go. I said, good luck with that. So Abby was having a little bit of trouble with music because, like you say, he picks up spins right away because he's such a keen hitter.
Yeah.
And like I say, even a guy like Sean Rychek would have trouble. Like, I think between Abby and that we call him Dog, Rychek, they were probably my two toughest outs as hitters because you could never break their concentration at the plate, and they were always so focused. Like, they had a game plan going to the plate. Like, they'd remember what their last pitch sequence was. They'd remember all the stuff. So I'm trying to stay one step ahead of them, saying, okay, they know what their last pitch sequence was for the last at bat. I'm going to try to play with that a little. So there's so much mental games going on between the batters and then the catchers, and it was crazy. Like, it's overwhelming when you think about it. It's not just a game anymore where you just see it hit it. You got to try to stay one step ahead.
Yeah.
And this little black book helped me for years, and even when Robbie had picks on people, we'd be sitting in the beer tent or whatever and pick a pitch. Whatever, first thing I do is go back and put it as, you got that? Yeah, all right. So it worked out well. It helped me over the years, and every little advantage you can take to help yourself. I mean, why not? It's not cheating. You're just
it's not cheating at all.
You're watching the game. You're seeing what's going on. You're just picking little things out of it.
Yep.
Man, shit, that's so cool.
Love it.
That's so cool. I mean, you mentioned Michael White. Are you surprised to see him having such success as a coach in the NCAA?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. I played with Whitey for a couple of years, and the knowledge that man has is second to none. He's probably one of the smartest people I've met in the game where it comes to he just got the game just taken apart piece by piece by piece. Like, he's got it all figured out. Like, and to go from Oregon down to Texas and still be successful wherever he goes. Like, he's made for the game. And Whitey, as a pitcher back in the day before he hurt his arm, he used to throw rockets.
Yeah.
And then when I caught from his sort of arm was he had surgery or had it fixed or whatever it was. And then Whitey was in the stage was amazing changeup, but his location was phenomenal. He was like Pietnik with location. These guys could knock a stopper off the top of the bottle if he wanted to. That's how good. And Whitey was so smart. Like you say, he taught you a lot about, I'm going to pitch location because I'm letting the hitters get themselves out. I'm going to keep them in the park, but I'm going to let them get themselves out. So we're going to go this and set them up for the changeup. So we were on the same page. It was such a treat to catch for guys like that, him and Z and Pietnik and all these guys that could just amazing control. And you think catching was hard? It wasn't hard at all. But you just sit back and put your glove there. You go, these fellas are going to hit him. Yes, they threw hard, but at the end of the day, they hit your glove. So it kind of made it really easy.
Look, I wish I could tell my catcher before look, I'm going to try and keep him in the yard. Like, Jesus, man.
You know how you do that, Framer? You throw it a 20-foot dipper. Not many people are hitting that out of there. Jesus, every now and then, Dino would throw that 20-foot dipper where you never had a grip on the ball. So, Dino, you're throwing 100 miles an hour and it bounces 10 feet from the plate. We got an issue. Someone's going to die back here, buddy. I don't know what's going on. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Go with the lifter.
Yeah. Oh, shit. That's awesome.
I guess I've been blessed to play with some great players over the years. Just fascinated.
Yeah. Yeah. And so speaking of great players, I mean, you joined Team Canada in 2000. How special was that for you, getting that call that you'd be don the red and white? Very, very special. Like you say, it was, I was waiting for Chaser for years we'd always talk to Dougie Chaser stuff. We were in the development program since 1995, and then you finally go every year. It's like, all right, Chaser's still there, he's not there. And then he finally got to the year where he said, I think he's going to make my last year. So I'm like, all right, great. Come 2000, we'll step up and step in the roles. When you get the call, like Bader was coaching back then, and then Smitty took over. And then it's like, all right, there you go. Here's your opportunity. Now you prove yourself. But it was always a thrill just to throw on that red and white jersey. Yeah. You get there to play for your country. It's just, like I tell everybody, some people take the pressure where it's like some people just can't perform in it for whatever reason. Whatever you do, your whole club team, you're lighting it up. And then you put on that red and white, and then like the brain shuts down. Like they try to do different things and all that. So when I first came to the team, Abby's like, but you got here as a catcher and a hitter and all this stuff. He says, don't change a thing. Don't change your bat style. Don't change your stance. Don't change nothing. You come here and be who you are, and that's what you got to do. And I took those words to heart, and you go in and you don't try to change. And other guys would come in and just, he said I got to change my stance, or I got to change my batting style, or I got to try to go this way, that way. You made the team because of who you are, what you did throughout the year. Right. Why all of a sudden when you put on the red and white that you got to change something? Don't change it. Just be who you are. And that's what the Newfies are so successful right now, because
they don't care. They play the game for the love of the game, and they play it hard.
Yeah.
And when they get put in the red and white, it doesn't matter what color jersey they got.
Yeah.
They're still going to play hard, and that's what makes them so successful. They get the pressure don't bother them. They just go and do what they do what they're taught to do. Play hard no matter what jersey you got on. It's such a special moment. And then when you have people like Abby and Z and Chris Jones and all these guys who surround yourself by, who've been there and done that, got the t-shirts like, hey, just do this, just do that, just relax for yourself. And it makes it so comfortable as a young kid coming in to say, hey, this is great.
Yeah. Any big moments stick out for you?
The ISFs are always pretty special. Like I said, we lost a tough one in New Zealand in 2004. We're on a roll, and we had Abby and Grazer and all these guys were just lighting it up, and Wolfie, and we had Z and Musey and Dino, and just a treat to play with these guys. And then we're on a roll, and then we got to the finals and just up 3-0, and just for whatever reason, Sorensen started getting a few hits. Sorensen hit a 3-run bomb or something. Just changed the game. We just couldn't find our way back from that. But
was that the one where everybody was getting pinned?
Yeah, rumor has it that Harvey Stevenson, they caught the lady in center field or whoever it was with a laptop that were stealing my signs from home plate. And some guy was standing up for a rise ball or sitting down for a drop ball with a Flushing shirt on it. And I don't know. There's a whole pile of rumors, and it is what it is. Like you said, you still got to hit the ball.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you know what's coming, it is. And I don't want to sound like a sore loser or all that stuff, but they did find a person with a laptop that did have all my signs and relaying signs and shit like that. But hey, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. That's it. It is what it is. We lost. We move on.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, the guys got it back in 2015 anyway with that big come from behind win where Lolli lit it up. So
we're not allowed to mention Lolli's name on the podcast.
Sorry. My bad.
That's okay.
Actually, no,
we already did.
We have to, because I've listened to your podcast with them. You got to tell the story about Lolli's, first team Canada, when you got him on the team and he got called out at first.
It wasn't so much I got him on the team, is that, you see kids and they have a special ability.
Right.
And I seen Lolli play the circuit, and he's a young kid full of piss and vinegar and all that stuff. So, this kid can hit. He's a good hitter. I don't know what he's like between the ears, but he's a good hitter. And he find out, he's from Newfoundland, and then got to be buddies with him and all that stuff. But Lolli always says, "Oh, you got me on the team." No, Lolli, I talked to Smitty about it. So Smitty, there's an opportunity where something happened. That Tosh's son got sick or something.
That's right. Yeah,
it's a shitty time for Tosh, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You got to be with your family, and so it opened the door for him with guys like Lolli. And he came on the scene, and he's like, man, he was just nervous as heck, and then got there, and then he gets his at bat, and Lolli, do what you comes natural, just do what you do. So anyway, you get down in Latin American countries, the umpiring is not that great because, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And he gets, he was safe, but he got called out, and Jesus, Smitty is looking at him, and they take the helmet, and he just smashed him 100 pieces. The helmets they gave us back then, I think, were like shot helmets or some helmets where all the earpieces would come out and everything. So the helmet went to about 10 different pieces. So he was walking all over the place picking it up. Smitty's just shaking his head. He's looking at us with his head down saying, yeah, it wasn't one of my finest moments, was it? I guess I get my plane thing going on. I said, Jesus, Lolli. I mean, it's a game. Like, what are you doing? I learned from that. But I said, holy Christ, but you got to do your penance. Now you're going to be in trouble, but get over it, pick your head up, and let's go. And you learn from your mistakes. But I mean, like you say, he grew up eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I mean, he made it all right for himself.
You get him a chance to the national team, and this is what you do, Lolli. Come on, bud. You're making us look bad here. He's a good kid.
Yeah. He definitely made it up for the country in 2015, for sure.
You know what? He did something really special. Something that I'll never see done again.
Unbelievable.
Anybody in my career, anybody else's life. Just one of those days when the ball gods are looking down on you, and he was there at the right place at the right time, and he's just a gifted athlete where he's built to play ball and just got that natural great swing. And when you're locked in, he was the best hitter in the world for a year or two when he's in that zone.
Yeah.
There wasn't anybody getting on. I mean, Shalen is extremely good as well for hitting Shales and stuff, and I played with him for a few years, and just amazing. Like, these guys can hit anything, but when you're locked in like that, it's like, wow.
Yeah. You just can't get him out.
We played him when he was locked in against us. I don't know. We were playing against him. He's locked in, and all of a sudden, he struck him with the elbow by mistake. I said, God damn it! And he says, "We're really pissed you off. If you get on first base, I'm stealing on you." I said, "The FDA type thing, going crazy." And then I end up throwing him out on second base. He said, "I want to smash my helmet 1,000 pieces. My arm was vibrating because he just drilled me in the arm, and all of a sudden, I got a ring. Just just take a hitter out of his momentum. That's all it is. Make him think when he's at the bottom. He still laughs about it to this day. But hey,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh shit, that's awesome. That's great. I gotta ask about 2010, that ISC Championship you and Robbie had together with Jarvis. Walk us through that. That had to be, what a great way to end it. What?
Very, very, very special. Like I say, Robbie and I had plans from day one. We wanted to win the Canadians together. We got blessed in 2000 when around one time we won it. We tended to go our different ways from there. Played a few Canadians together, and we won in 05, 06 with St. Thomas, won in 03. Won a couple with Owen Sound. Anyway, we won quite a few Canadians getting there, but we never won the Worlds together. So and he knew I wanted back to back in 203, 204. I said, man, I want to win the Worlds. You know what? For whatever reason, the ball gods looked upon us because LG was putting the team together, and we didn't have many places to go because teams emerged and all that stuff. I said, all right, Jarvis want to merge with the Travelers here and see what happens. So, okay, great. So once again, you're involved with another merge. Not sure how it's going to work out. We had, guys like Benny Inoka come over, who's young, 19, 20 years old, vibrant, great ball player, and Brad Rona, and Adam Folkart, who was a pretty good thrower back then. And
not bad.
Still is out of his day. So, I guess I never caught from Folkart before. I was all right, this should be a treat. The guy throws like 200 miles an hour. That's great. And another great kid, great guy to have on your team. We had Eatsy and Timmy Mack. It's just a pile of people throwing in a hat and says, all right, let's go for this.
Yeah.
So anyway, we were supposed to be there, and we had a good run through the whole year, and then we get to the Worlds, and I was like, all right, man, this is our shot. Like, I don't know how many more years we got left of this because, start falling apart as you get older. And finally get to the semifinals, and then we lost the game to the round robin. I think it was to the Gremlins. So we get to the final day, lucky enough, and then the teams you got to play is Chicago, New York, the Gremlins, and the Kitchener River Sharks in order to win this. And like, oh my Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, poor old Adam's arm was falling off. He didn't throw 1,000 inning stuff. So we get to the point where we get there and we beat Chicago, New York in 8 innings in the morning. And in the afternoon, we go head to head with the Gremlins, New York Gremlins, and we end up beating them in 11 innings. We're just bagged by then. So, all right, now we got to go face Kitchener tonight. So go back, get your rest. We're going at Kitchener tonight, so you go back and have a couple hours to clear your head, get something to eat. Go back there and play Kitchener. Like, we're looking at Robbie and say, all right, man, this is our time. It's up to us. We're not going to get another kick at this. So we got lucky there. We got in a situation where we get a couple of runs and it gets a little comfortable, and they start coming back. Adam's arms falling off. You bring in Eatsy, and Eatsy tries to, go as long as he can because he was hurt. And then finally get into a situation where we're in bases loaded. We're 1 out. In the 5th inning, we're up by, I think it's 3-1. We got Patty Shannon and Nighter coming up, so we're like, Eatsy's done. So then we're bringing poor old Andrew Phibbs, never throwing all week, and I've never caught much for Phibbsy, so I'm like, oh, here we go. So, this is leading into a decent story where Phibbsy gets there, and the poor guy is just sweating bullets. Like, the pressure is immense. You got Patty Shannon coming bases loaded. We're winning by 2 runs, and like the guy hits a grand slam, and we're basically going to lose all here because we're not going to come back. Anyway, basically he does his warm-ups, and I walk up to the mound and say, how's it going, bud? Oh, Jesus, okay. There's the deal, buddy. I said, make him get himself out. Make him hit the ball. And he's looking at me saying, huh? And meanwhile, Rona's coming over from third base. What'd you say? I said, make Patty Shannon hit the ball. And he's like, all right, fellas, I'm not following. I think he looked at me, he's like probably one of the best hitters in the game. I said, make him get himself out. Doesn't not walk him, but make him hit the ball. Make him hit it to one of our guys. We got bases loaded, hit it to one of our guys. Okay, so I get in there. He looks at me. Rona gives me high and inside. Opie gives me inside dipper. Okay, perfect. So I go back, high inside dipper, straight corner. He's like, all right, this is pretty good. So then next pitch, high inside dipper, strike 2. All right, now he's getting a good feel for the game. He gets there, next pitch, same pitch, strike 2, you're out. Jesus, just struck out Patty Shannon, so he's just vibrating right now. So I walk up, how's that? He said, oh man, this is that. Now we got 2 outs, we just go after Eider. So I know Eider's stuck in the bucket for years. So I said, all right, I'll just give him a dipper away or something and see what we can do with it. Sure enough, first pitch, throw a dipper away, and he pops up to Opie on shortstop by Ian Furman. Sure enough, he got out the inning. So I come in the dugout, and Phibbsy goes, Opie, what was that all about? He said, well, you telling me to let him hit the ball? He said, Phibbsy, here's the deal. I said, I tell you we need a strikeout. You're going to grab the ball, try to overthrow the ball, do whatever you don't do naturally. I said, make him get himself out. Let's not lose the game on a walk or walk two guys, whatever, because you're afraid to pitch to. Just let him hit it. If they hit it at the park, that's it. Man, what can we do? It's not meant to be. But at the end of the day, make him get himself out. Because if we give him a free pass, it's not going to work. But you just got to read the situation. And the situation was this guy was thrown in a situation where he just, you're set up for failure, basically. You're facing two of the best hitters in the world coming up, and he hasn't thrown rid of the ball all week. And I was like, okay, man, let's try to make this as comfortable for him as can. And he threw amazing pitches. And then the next two innings, he come out, and he got so much confidence built up that it just flowed.
Nice.
Everything flowed. Guys got himself out. And like you say, if you talk to Andrew Phipps to this day, he'll tell you the same story. It's just one of those days where it worked out so well, and he got his confidence because he got out of that inning, and then just the rest is history. And when I looked at Robbie at the end of the day, when the last out was, there you go, man. We did it. No matter what happens, now we'll walk together forever with this. We got our ring. We got that world ring that we wanted to put together, and like you say, and Robbie did well. I mean, he's an amazing hitter, and didn't get to throw in the ISCs when he played anywhere. Just it worked out really well. It's a good way for us to end our careers at that.
Jeez, I guess so. Beautiful. Probably had a few rums after that. What?
It was good. Like you say, at the end of the world where you end up winning.
Yeah, you're probably toast.
I'm back. So I go back to the room, Benny and Oak, 19, 20 years old. Let's go. And all these guys, fellas, enjoy yourself. I'll just sit back and watch all the shenanigans. I'm just exhausted.
Yeah.
It's three games, and you're getting 8 inning, you're 10 inning, you're 8 inning, 11 inning, and another 7 inning game that's stressful, and I'm mentally spent right now. I'll have a few drinks and we'll celebrate next week when we get together again or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
So
it's just amazing ball story. Just love it.
Yeah. Now, for the amazing career you had, getting that call for the ISC Hall of Fame, I mean, what was that like?
That was shocked me, actually. I wasn't expecting it. I got a call from John Thompson. I was on a work site, whatever. I said, this is John Thompson. Hey, Johnny, how you doing, buddy? He said, I just want to congratulate you for getting in the Hall of Fame. Is it me? I said, Johnny, there may be more better players out there than me, buddy. If Sean, you were, first ballot, first choice, blah, blah, blah. He just starts going on. He says, we're honored to have you in there and all. I said, Johnny, holy, I don't know what to say, man. I could almost hit the floor right now. I said, I played the game for the love of the game. And I said, where it took me. But at the end of the day, do I think I should be in the same category as Zach or Pietnik or Timmy Wall or Doug Chase and all these guys? I don't think so. Sean, it's unanimous. Like, you got voted in, and you're good to go, and you're going to go in with Robbie Gray and Paul Rosebush, and these just, and Freddie Nelson and Holman, like you name it. And I was like, oh man, this is such an honor. I was vibrating all the way home. You couldn't wait because it's not something you expect.
Oh. It just gave me shivers, for fuck's sake.
You have dreams as a kid to go to whatever level, but I don't think you can never dream of going to a Hall of Fame. That's not something kids dream of. But I mean, when you get that call, it's like, holy crap, they really think I'm good enough to win there. Now, I still don't think I was good enough to win there.
Oh, go on with yourself. Yeah.
At the end of the day, I played the game to get the best out. My whole objective when I play with Robbie is to get the best out. And where we went from there was just a bonus.
Oh,
but I mean, he got to a level where he decided to go and branch off, and I branched off. And lucky enough for me, I got to surround myself by great people. And when that happens, good things happen to you. And I was just lucky to find myself in the right place at the right times. And all I had to do was just catch a ball and throw a ball. And think a game for people. That's all it was. It wasn't hard in my mind. But you did your homework, and then to me, I thought that the homework paid off. And it's such an honest to God blessing that very humble because of it.
Excellent.
Oh, man, that's amazing. Fuck,
yeah. Randy didn't think you deserved it, but I did. Just let you know.
Shut the fuck
up. Thanks, Hopey. That's because we played together, Hopey.
That's right, buddy.
Oh, fuck sakes.
Like I say, you never expect it, but when you get that call, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Like it's
awesome.
You're flabbergasted. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I'm honored to be there, and absolutely, it's just such a treat. Oh, what can I say? The game's been very tough.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, we like to end this off with the player association. I'm gonna throw some names out to you. And if you have some stories about them, you can go ahead and let them fly.
Jeez, I got stories about everybody.
I'd say
they're probably all in me both.
First one is Darren Box.
Boxy, love Boxy. Boxy, great hitter. He'll stay and hit BP till he's hand to bleed. He'll have 700 BP hits. Like the pitcher dead tired, needs a beer after throwing Boxy BP.
Is that right?
Oh God, Boxy will stay in there for hours. He just loves this ball.
He's that guy.
I'll get my 10 and get out of there.
Yeah.
And then he'll stay there forever. just a treat to watch because he hit the ball so damn hard.
Yeah, right on. Next, touched on him a little bit earlier, Gerald Mueller.
Musi, love Musi. Very professional. You won't find a better professional player than Musi because he takes the game very serious, he's very technical, and he just gives it his all every time he plays.
Yeah,
love Musi.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we had him on here, and man, he was he was fun to talk to for sure.
Yeah,
great guy, very technical. Love Musi.
Yeah. Next, Ryan Wolf.
The best player that I've ever played with.
Really?
Wow, that's awesome.
By far, an ambassador for the game. I mean, you have your Abbeys and that can hit the ball, and Wolfie did it all. Wolfie was an amazing outfielder, great team guy, great team leader. I mean, I can't say enough great things about him, and a great roomie. I roomed with Wolfie for a bit on the road when we go days and stuff like that. And you know what? Great friend, great person. I can't say he's a better person than he is a player. That's how good he is.
Well, you know what? I've talked about this. I'm going sidetracked here. Were you with Kitchener in 09 in St. Thomas?
For the Canadians, I think so. Yeah, I think I was.
Yeah.
That's when he brought Wolfie in and
in the finals.
Yeah, he's with us.
Okay.
Yeah,
so that was so I beat you guys in 09.
Fuck off, Randy.
Could have been. That could have been.
My only win at Canadian Nationals against Kitchener. Yeah. No.
It's the big dog.
Yeah, the only reason I said it because Wolfie wasn't at the game. No, Wolfie wasn't at the game. He would for some reason he wasn't at the field for that game, and I was like, "Holy shit! Thank God Ryan Wolf's not in this lineup." Meanwhile, the rest of the lineup stacked as well.
Like I said to Wolfie, Wolfie's whole secret was he's a first ball fastball hitter. He leads off the game. That first pitch is there, no matter where it is. That's Wolfie's game. So when you play against him, you kind of put that in your memory bank. But when he's not there and you're playing against him, that's a treat. It's like, okay, don't have to worry about him. Check that off the list.
Yeah, for sure.
What a ball player.
Yep, absolutely. And we got to end it. We ended it with your brother, so it's only fair. Robbie O'Brien.
What can I say? We had our battles over the years, but it's a brotherly love thing. I want nothing but the best for him, and he's, I like to say I had a hand in his success, and my best moment, I think, or one of my best moments, is when he went in 1993 in New Zealand with the World Juniors, and he went down with a lot of lads there, and he ended up winning there. And we worked so hard to get him to that point in the gym and the whole 9 yards throwing, and he finally got there. And I didn't go to New Zealand when they won it. I stayed and I was listening to it on the radio or whatever they had, and finally when they ended up winning, and he called me back home and said, "Man, we did it." And that was more special to me than us winning the ISC together in 2010.
Wow.
To know that he finally in junior that went down, he pitched the game, he hit the game-winning RBIs, he did all that stuff, and we were prepared for you to do what you did, and you went down and you did it, man. I take my hat off for you. That was I think that's one of my most proud moments ever for playing ball. I never even played. I just prepared him to do
awesome.
That to get there, and he just ran from there. He just took off with his career, and that, God love him. I love him to death, and I can't say enough good things about him. I mean,
right on.
Like you say, unfortunately, where we live 4 or 5 hours away from each other. We don't get to see each other very much because of work commitments and stuff like that. But like I say, when we do get together, it's just I just love it. It's just love being around him, love hanging out, and just I can't say enough good things about him. But we did push ourselves years ago to better ourselves.
Good stuff.
You don't have a bar stool at the Goofy Newfie?
No. When I get there, I'm sure I will, though, because we get our seatbelt on. Because once you get tangled in there, or we may fall off the stool once or twice. You got to love the Noof boy. When you go up there, if you don't have a good time, it's your own fault.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the lads that come through that played ball, it's like, oh man, this is great. Robin Beck treats you like gold. I mean, the food is amazing, and the booze is, like you say, it's all there. As long as you can handle it, knock yourself out. Go home. At the end of the day, when we get together, it's just great because you just talk about what we're talking about right now, just like the good old days. And hey, I take my hat off to you guys and the other podcasts and stuff like that. You're giving back, man. You're talking about the stories that people want to hear. You get into the bar and say, well, what did you do in that situation? What did you do? Well, go listen to the podcast because the lads ask all the questions. They've been there and done that. They're asking the questions for you as a fan. So they know what the reaction is. They want to give you the reaction of, here's how it was. Here's how the situation unfolded. And thank God for you guys for doing this stuff. And I totally appreciate it. And I see the people that you had on. I was like, you have everybody and anybody. Like, you have the best of the best. from the women's game to the men's game to the little leagues, whatever it is. I mean, umpires, coaches, you bring them all on. Man, like you say, I can't thank you enough for that. You guys do an amazing job.
It's awesome.
Appreciate that. Yeah. Appreciate that.
Actually, it's kind of selfish on our part because we just do it because we want to hear the stories, but we just happen to record it as well.
but like I said, Hopey, when you guys played the game, you played at the levels, you did what you had to do, and at the end of the day, when when you're in the dugout what everybody's talking about. You're getting to give back to the fans that don't get to hear it. So you ask the questions that the fans don't get a chance to ask because you don't see after the game and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. What happened here? What happened there? So you're letting them relive this game, these situations. Oh, wow, that's what really happens. And that's what we get a lot of. Like when we have interviews and stuff like that, it's like, wow, I didn't know that happened. Yeah, these guys will tell you because they're in the dugout. They hear it going on. Now they're going to ask us for the fans type things.
Right? Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Now, before we let you go, actually, I was texting back and forth with Robbie yesterday, and I said, "Do you have anything?" And he told me to ask you about driving scooters in Victoria at Team Canada camp with Dino and Musi and Shire.
We had the Flying V going. We go to a national team, and Schweier and Dino and all the lads are there. So we get to Victoria, and we just sneak out and whatever, and about 8 or 10 of us get the little red and white motor scooters. So we're flying downtown Victoria, and we fly by the ballpark, get the Flying V going like the Anaheim Mighty Ducks movie there. And we're hanging. So Schweier pulls up alongside this Porsche, and the Porsche is looking over, and they're laughing their ass off at Schweier. And Schweier adjusts his mirror just like they did in Dumb and Dumber. I said, "Hey, I'll trade you straight up for this hawk." Well, buddy laughed his ass off so much. Just hilarious. But but that's little things you do with the national team. You try to find some time to do things together. Dino was always great for that too. Dino would always find something for guys to do where you bond.
Yeah.
It's as stupid as it sounds, you bond. You get on the scooters, you go drive together, you have some fun, but it's a bonding thing. And then, hey, we had some fun. But, geez, that was a hoot.
I'm trying to picture Dino on a scooter.
I was just going to say, I'd really like to see a picture of Dino on a scooter.
Poor old tires didn't have much to say about it.
That's a big man.
You know what? He's another guy that's a better person than he was player. He's an amazing player.
Yeah.
Just a great guy to talk to, a lot of stories. And I caught from for several years. And just when the game is on the line, man, he's there for you. Man. Whether it's hitting or pitching, he gives it his all.
Yeah, for sure. Well, man, that's a great way to end it right there. Yeah. Obi, I got to thank you for coming on the podcast, man. This has been great.
Man, guys, I can't thank you guys enough. It's just amazing. Love doing it. The talk ball 24/7. I know we don't have enough time, but at the end of the day, anytime you need something, reach out and call me. Anybody else needs something in the game, you got any questions, answer, young kids, whatever, a phone call away, call Framer. He got my number. Just get on the podcast, follow the guys online. If you need any help at all, just let us know. Just the one thing you won't be getting is the black book. That's all.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, Obi.
Really appreciate it, guys. Take care. Stay healthy.
All right, you too.
Take
See
care.
you later.
All the best, guys. Okay, bye.
All right. You remember we talked about a favorite podcast before? This might be my new one.
Man, like I said, leading up, I listened to Hilly and Lolli's, and actually Tustock. He was on with Tustock. He was on Dino and Tosh and Donnie out there. Yep. Man, such good stories and
just the knowledge.
Such a passion for the game as well.
Oh, love it.
Yeah. So
I told you I had shivers a few times when he was speaking. That was an amazing interview.
Yeah, for sure. And how deep he went into scouting his competition.
Yeah.
Like,
love it.
For anybody like up and coming in the game, like even guys today, like that are in, their 30s.
Yeah.
You can learn something from Sean.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, man, just start right now.
Yeah.
Start right now. I mean, even as coaches, you and I.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Stuff he said.
So much you can learn from this.
Stuff he said that we can definitely use with us and take advantage of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, that was awesome.
What a beauty.
Yep, for sure. For sure. Anyway, we got another storm coming.
Fuck, why do we always talk about storms? Every Friday, boy.
Every Friday.
Right. There'll be another storm coming.
Yep. Anyway.
I'm still excited about that interview. That was good.
Yep. Well,
so what do you got coming up, Randy?
Let's see. We got, I was telling you, talking to Giselle Juarez, Juarez, who was the MVP of the Women's College World Series.
Not too bad.
Yeah. I lucked into that one.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
I can't watch.
Social media is a beauty.
I know, man. I can't wait to talk to G because, I mean, she had such a career at Oklahoma. And, I mean, to be able to sit down and talk to her, I mean, somebody that's coming out, like, she just played in front of, like, 15,000 people
Yeah.
last summer. I mean,
Kind of like when you beat Kitchen. Wait a second. You brought that up again, you
know what?
asshole.
So I had to. Man.
Anyway, I'm just kidding.
You know what's funny? I didn't even think about it until we were talking about Wolfie, and I was like, wait a minute, OB was catching.
Yeah.
That's right, too.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if he was hitting that game, though.
I don't recall.
Because, well, really think about it. They saw that I was pitching. They probably put in their worst lineup.
No, they had a pretty good lineup. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Their whole team was good, so it didn't matter. So, anyway, another week.
Okay, buddy. Yeah.
Let's
continue again. Everybody stay safe.
Everybody stay safe. Follow us on social media. Like 5 stars on actually Spotify has a new thing. You can rate.
Get out.
So if you listen to us on Spotify, give us a rating, man, because we like to see
woman, please.
it. Man, woman, all of them, everybody. Right. Anybody that listens.
Okay, rambling. Okay. I got to go find my keys because your father-in-law stole my truck.
All right, classified.
Bye-bye.
Boys and girls. We need to turn it up. Class, Bob. We take it up a little higher. So high. Yeah. Now when I'm feeling down and out, I'm feeling out of commission. I call you up in a minute. You come on over, I hit it. I was the one who said he's never gonna do it, but did it. Yeah, your love is addictive. Without the hugging and kissing, you got me breaking the bank. Got me spending my dough. I love the way that you taste and leave your scent on my clothes. You take my breath away. Choked up, literally. My body felt the pain those couple days when we broke up. You killing me. Yeah, my parents tried to pre-warn me, but now we higher than E40 and King Gordy. When I'm in the studio recording, it seems boring until you come around each morning and reward me. Losing my nerves when I was feeling uptight. Yeah, I'm falling in love, but kept me up every night. We've been together for years, I can't believe that it lasted. I love you till you're gone and you're nothing but ashes. You smoking, girl. Woo. Yeah.
When the climate is this, you give me the type of high I would miss. When you light up, I can't explain how much excitement I get. Travel to California, you catch a flight for yourself. You got the same additions as
Are you downsizing? Maybe need more room because of additions to the family, or possibly seeking that dream home you've always wanted. Well, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the guy for you. With a proven track record and multiple awards, Tim goes above and beyond to find out your needs and exactly what you're looking for. So if you're seeking a new home or trying to sell your current one, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or check him out on Facebook at Tim Eisner. Again, that's 902-499-5717. Trust me, when all is said and done, we'll be saying Tim Eisner strikes again.